Okay, students, so today is Friday, October 2nd, and this is Miss Delka's geometry class. We're going to review our angle relationship notes that I provided in Canvas. It's actually in next week's module, but I'm going to go ahead and get started with it today. So our very first set of angles that we need to look at is vertical, and they label it in green, 3 and 1, meaning that those are vertical. The angles opposite of each other when two lines cross. In the figure, 1 and 3 are vertically opposite angles, and they are always equal. Always equal is, I think, the very important part of this. And same goes for angles 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 are also vertical, and they are also equal. So it's basically the angles from across from each other, okay? Does that make sense? All right. Then we have corresponding angles, and that's a little more difficult, but it's the angles in matching corners when two lines are crossed by another line, called a transversal. I'm going to show you guys the so here's this line, here's this line. The transversal is one line going through. Okay, so that's what creates the corresponding. So one is an internal. Internal means inside. So this is inside of the two lines, and one is external, which means one is outside of the two lines. They are equal if the two intersected lines by the transversal are parallel. Parallel means they do not cross each other, but yet they are side by side. This angle and this line, this angle and this line, they're never going to touch. Okay, so that's why they're called parallel. In the figure, angles 1 and 2 are corresponding. The 1 is external and the 2 is internal, which we just discussed. Then we have alternate, and I want you to pay attention, alternate exterior angles. Exterior means outside, okay? So if I tell you, I want you to paint the exterior of your house, that does not mean the inside of your house. That's not your living room, that's not your bathroom. That's like all the things on the outside of the home, okay? Does that make sense? Same here. We have those two lines. Anything inside of the two lines is interior. Think of that as the house. Anything outside those two lines, those are called exterior. They're alternate because one is on this side and one is on that side and alternating, okay? So angles that are on opposite sides of the transversal of two other lines, both are external. They are equal if the two intersected lines by the transversal are parallel, which they are. In the figure, angles 1 and 4 are alternate exterior angles. I'm not going to expect you to memorize all of this. That's why you have a copy of your class notes. If you take a test next week on this, you can use your notes. It's an open note test, okay? Alternate interior. So now this is the opposite of exterior. It's inside the two lines right here. They're alternating because one is on this side and one is on that side of the transversal line. And interior because they're both inside the two lines. Next, we have adjacent angles. These are two angles which share a common vertex. Look here, here's the vertex. And they share a common side, here's the common side, but have no common interior points. In the figure, A and B are adjacent angles. They're side by side. They're not equal to each other, though. That's not what adjacent angles are. Complementary and supplementary. We've already gone over these, but let's just review. Complementary angles are two angles that add up to 90 degrees. They must make a 90-degree angle. And supplementary are two angles that add up to 180 degrees, or also called a straight line. Okay? So we're going to go over here now to our map project, and this is where we can work. Okay? So, geometry map project, this is a major grade for anybody who's at home right now. We have about 10 minutes left of the video to work on this, so I'm going to help you guys out. Giselle and Autumn in class, if you'll kind of give me some feedback as we're going, just so that way they know like you're here, you're talking, and that way I can assess if you're understanding, okay? All right, so the very first one, so we've got these streets right here, and I know that Burger King sits on one of them. I genuinely want to know from Giselle and Autumn, because I don't have anyone live right now other than that. Do you guys like Burger King? Giselle said no. Autumn says yes. I do not, okay? I'm not a Burger King fan, but my kids love their chicken fries. Like that is their thing when we go to Burger King. So, yeah, anyway, I just thought it was interesting that they stuck Burger King on the corner there of the street. So it says the pet store is vertical with Burger King. Draw and label the pet store on the map. Let's go back. Vertical angles mean that they're across from each other. Okay, so going over here. Would I go here, here, or here? Autumn, what's directly across? Is it here? Look at right here. Oops. Okay, I need to get my tools. I'm sorry about that, guys. Here we go. I'm going to go with red. So a vertical angle will be directly across. And we're going to call this the pet store. Now, I'm not going to get fancy with the names because, one, I'm working on the computer and this just looks funny. So I'm just going to call it the pet. Okay, you'll know that it's the pet store. Make sense? So there's your vertical angle. Home Depot is corresponding with the pet store. Draw and label. Let's go back to our notes. Corresponding. One's exterior, one's interior, cut by a transversal. Let's go back. One's exterior. We got this all right here. And this is interior because you see here's a line and here's a line, so they're inside right here. So the pet store is inside. I need an angle that's going to be outside, which is here, because this one right here is still inside. Does that make sense? Okay, so Home Depot, and Home Depot is orange. So let's color it orange just to help me out, okay? So here we go. The pet store is going to Home Depot, which is corresponding. And I'm not going to call it Home Depot. I'll just call it HD. And I'll be honest, this is my first year owning a home, and Home Depot and I have become best friends. I don't know how your parents feel about Home Depot, but I love it. Okay, so that was number 3, okay? So I'm going to put it in a circle. I'll go back up and do the 1 in a minute. All right, number 3. The pet store is at the corner of Washington Street, okay, and Main Street. Home Depot is at the corner of Washington Street and West Avenue. Label Washington Street, Main Street, and West Avenue on the map. Okay, so we're looking here. These two share Washington Street. Does that make sense? And if they're at the corner, this means that this one right here feels like that would be Washington Street. So it's at the corner of Washington Street and Main Street. So Washington and Main, we'll see. Okay, Home Depot is Washington and West. So maybe this one's West, this one's Washington, and this one's Main. Let's go with that. We're going to call, here, let's go get a different color. Let's do dark blue. And we're going to say the pet store is at the corner of Washington and Main. This is very confusing because I have 2 streets here. They're both sharing Washington. Home Depot is at the corner of Washington and West Avenue. You'll forgive me, Miss Delka's not very good with directions. So we're going to come back to this one. I'm going to put it in blue though, so we'll come back. All right, the pool is consecutive exterior with Burger King. Draw and label the pool on the map. Okay, first we need to know exterior. And we actually didn't discuss consecutive exterior. I didn't think that we'd be going that in depth, so let's go look at that. Consecutive exterior angles. Okay, perfect. They give me an image just to kind of help me out here. Okay. I wish it was bigger. Let's do this one. Ooh, I like that one. Let's open, link in new tab. Okay, so going through this here, transversal, which is excellent. Actually, I might even put this into the presentation to help us. Let's see if we can pause it here in a second though. Can we go to the next one? Alternate interior. Yes, we know that. Alternate and consecutive interior. Well, we're looking for this one here. So how do I, there, stop it. Okay, so consecutive exterior angles. Two angles are the same side of the transversal and outside of the parallel lines. Okay, so coming back over here. Here's the transversal. They're on the same side of the transversal and outside the parallel lines. So come back over here. Outside, here's the parallel lines. It's outside of it. Let's go. Look at our image. So here and here. So it's here and here. Okay, consecutive. All right, a pool is blue. So we're going to go ahead and do blue for the pool. Oh, hold on. I've got a student trying to come on in. So give me a second. Hi, Logan. How are you?
Good.
All right, I'm going to show you what we're doing, okay? We're creating a video, so you're now part of the video, sir. Because this was supposed to be yesterday and today's assignment, but I was out yesterday and I was afraid of possibly being out tomorrow, or I mean today, but I'm here. So we're going to go ahead and work on this assignment a little bit while we're in school. And so that's what we're doing right now. So I'm just kind of walking everybody through the notes, and we are working on this little worksheet right here. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay. So right now I just put the pool at a consecutive, hold on, let's go back and read, consecutive exterior of Burger King, which means it's outside of the two parallel lines and it's outside the transversal. So I'm going to color that in blue. We didn't do number 3 yet, so you didn't miss number 3 or anything. But if you want, at home, this is how you're going to kind of like show mastery for this, Logan, because I know you don't have this paper and this would be really hard, but you can download the paper, and then if you have a printer at home, use it. But if you don't, I'm not going to be upset. What I would do is just get a regular sheet of paper and draw what you see that we're doing right now, okay? So I'm going to switch colors now. I'm on number 5, and it says the hair salon is corresponding with the pool. So here's the pool. I need a corresponding angle. Draw and label the hair salon. So what we're doing, Logan, is we're also looking at our angle relationships. I gave you notes, but I went over the notes the first probably 5-6 minutes of class. So a corresponding angle is an angle that is internal and external, and it's cut by a transversal. So I'm going to come over here to the map project. Here is this one. This is external. This would be internal. So here is the hair salon, okay? And so I'm going to put just HS for hair salon, okay? And right now, Logan, if you want, you can just watch. I mean, you don't have to do anything right now. We're just talking, and I feel like this is really good for us to learn. Okay, new Buffalo Wild Wings. That's what Saginaw needs. Buffalo Wild Wings is alternate interior from the pet store. Okay, so here's something. We put the hair salon in the wrong place because Buffalo Wild Wings is alternate interior. Interior means inside these two lines right here, and alternate would be this angle's here, so that angle's there. So I actually need to erase my hair salon. Oh, where did my map go? Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness, guys, I lost my map. Okay, insert. I'm going to choose that file again. We really need that. Okay, insert it. Oh no, I just lost everything we did. Why? Okay, hold on, guys. I really don't know why we just lost that. Thankfully, this is a video, so I'm going to pause the video now,